Hey, Good Fox here. I have a review of the limited time Legend Frank Gore card. And the card I really want to compare him to is the Freeze Adrian Peterson, one of my favorite runners in the game so far. And here they are side by side. Now this is with Gore's boosts and none of Peterson's boosts. They're very similar card. The acceleration +5 on Gore's end means he can, get to the edge a little bit quicker. He can really take off and hit that hole when you need him to. The +8 on carrying is a pretty big difference. But again, like I said in my review for Adrian Peterson, he didn't fumble that much for me. And you'll see Frank Gore here through this as we review him. The trucking and elusiveness are big differences. Now, Frank Gore normally has 93 trucking, but we got +2 because of the BB chem. And the elusiveness there, that's what I'm a little concerned about when you look at the rest of the stats too. Adrian Peterson has over 90 elusiveness, Gore's 80, so you can basically knock it out of something good to use. Gore's also much better at catching the ball than Peterson. Juke moves and all the moves on Peterson are over 90. Gore unfortunately does not have that. I mean, he has 93 truck, 90 stiff arm, so that's good. 90 spin move, but only 89 juke. And the juke is kind of, I like it. I like the juke, I think, better than the spin. You can use them both in situations. I've used them both successfully, not very frequently, but I'm going to kind of see. But Gore is definitely more of a trucking back than anything else, because that's up to 95, which is a very high stat. But the problem is he's not really huge. He's 217 pounds. He's 5'9". So I have noticed there is a pretty big difference in the size of the guy and the truck that you're able to take off. Because Blunt, who I also have, and you'll see that video soon, he's a much better trucker, and he's only got +1 trucking because of the size of him. And that is something that we need to take into effect. There, Gore is catching that ball with those mid-70s catching stats. So he can hang on to it even when traffic there. Turn it upfield and pick up some extra yards. There's that stiff arm in action as he gets me a valuable extra 5 yards there on the offense. So we're just going to run through Frank's traits here, gameplay. You can watch him, see if he makes any plays. In my overall opinion, I'll share it in a couple minutes here. But I just want to go through the traits first on this Gore. His traitor, not traitor. Clutch? No, he's not a clutch player, so his stats won't boost up in the fourth quarter. Fights for extra yards? Yes, that's great. You really want him to fall forward for you. Make rack catches? No. I really like that being a yes because they get those smooth rack catch animations on passes. Although we did see Gore get that nice one on that PA end around earlier, that rack catch. There he's taken off for the touchdown, but he didn't get touched. That's not that impressive. He just got the impressive speed. He's got enough speed to outrun the defense once he gets that edge. He's not like Shady McCoy with it, but it's good enough. Drops open passes? No, that's good. High motor? Yes. I don't know what high motor does for user control players. I don't think it does anything. Covers ball. Brace versus big hitters. And I have said before, I like the brace versus big hitters best out of any trait because, he's going to brace against the guys that can really cause a fumble. And he's going to try to hold on to that ball. Whereas brace versus medium hitters, you want to try to break the tackle against medium and low hitters because they just won't be as successful trying to take you out because they don't have as high hitting power. Anyways, makes aggressive catches? No. Possession catches? No. Sideline catches? No. Penalty on discipline. Now, the penalty on discipline I don't think really matters because there are no penalties in MUT, or very few, and you get them so rarely it doesn't make a difference, especially as a running back. But getting back to his stats, the 91 speed, 94 acceleration. The acceleration does kind of stand out for these outside runs getting out there. The speed doesn't keep up, though. Really getting to that edge, you want somebody like McCoy out there getting to the edge. And that's, I think, my main issue with this Gore card. It's good, but he feels like a lot of other running backs. He feels a lot like that Adrian Peterson card, and I do still like Adrian Peterson. I think a little bit better. Adrian Peterson made a couple more wow plays for me than this Gore did during my use of him. And this is the limited time. Did I say he's going for 335,000 coins, which is a lot, and Peterson's only going for 100K, and you saw their comparison. Not much difference. There's a nice little speed out. That's kind of how I beat a lot of people in the open field. It's kind of weaving back and forth. There's an attempted truck stick. It wasn't head on, but I will say Frank Gore did not do any drop that pass there. Did not do trucking very well. Like one-on-one situations with Blunt, you're gonna basically win it unless something weird happens head to head. But whereas Gore, you didn't really get that. I don't get that safety sense and that secure feeling that he's gonna truck. He's gonna win this truck here. You will see it in just a little bit where I try to truck Sean Taylor and just absolutely fumble the ball and get shreked. But stand him on 94, so you can run him. I never run running backs more than twice in a row, or I try not to. Sometimes I forget. 79 jump, that is pretty bad. So you don't want to do that. How do you say? glitchy left trigger plus jump animation type deal. There's Gore running in between. Ball carrier vision. Now, I don't know if you guys believe in ball carrier vision, and I haven't seen anything proving it otherwise. Clint Oldenburg on Twitter said the ball carrier vision doesn't really play into effect when you're controlling the running back, but a lot of people have said it helps you not get stuck on linemen when you're going by them. He's got 94 ball carrier vision, so that's pretty darn high, and we don't know like the thresholds for these stats or what they actually do, and I don't know if anybody could devise a test for ball carrier vision. I don't know how you do it. Maybe 0 versus 99 and just see what feels different. There he's just sliding between tackles, and that's something that's nice. He is a smaller frame, smaller guy with that high trucking, so he will be able to slip between the linemen nicely, and he does like slide off the box well enough. You do see him get caught up from time to time. You know, I run into the back of the lineman quite a bit. It's tough sometimes to avoid it. There's a nice little whoop, and Gore picks up the first down with that double truck. Try to chuck up 2 guys, and actually ends up getting that first down for me. But an underrated thing about Gore, 76 pass block, which is huge for the amount of edge pressure that a running back has to pick up, or the amount of pressure that a running back has to stop. But I actually, thinking about it further, with the animations in Madden, I think a lot of running backs, and I know this was nerfed earlier this year, they just cut block on these pass blocking. So what does pass block matter if you're just going to cut the D lineman? And now they don't always cut, but they frequently do. There's a nice little truck there, but he didn't get that, that speed boost off of it. It didn't feel like he couldn't make more of that because he got slowed down too tremendously. His momentum didn't carry him through that truck stick. But in the end, do I think this card is worth it for its 335,000 coin price? I'm going to say no, because when I compare him to that Adrian Peterson card, a card that I've absolutely loved for a while now, and then I've expressed my words with how much it worked out well for me, because it's got 90 trucking and elusiveness, so either animation that Adrian Peterson's going to get, and going to get it good. Whereas, like, this Gore is like a good jack of all trades, master of none, but when I'm running the ball, maybe there's something to be said for having that jack of all trades, like that Le'Veon Bell type. Whereas if I have Blunt in the game, people know I'm going to run up the gut. People know that I'm going to try to truck them. Whereas with Gore, you can kind of go outside and inside. Whereas with Blunt and Shady, like, Shady's going to go out for a pass or going to get the ball on a toss or something like that. So defense can kind of think about that and know what's coming. Generally, the types of runs you're going to want to run with those guys when they see them in the backfield. Whereas Gore, you can, he's very flexible. There he took a hard hit where I tried to truck Sean Taylor, and that was the one fumble I had with him. But like I said, AP didn't fumble too much for me, and that is a pretty high carrying rating to fumble there, 93. It's not out of this park, but it is a good one. So there's another hit we took from Mike Evans. We weren't able to truck him too. So this next play, this is my favorite one. I tried to jump move a 6'5" guy, and 79 jump does not exactly do it. But yeah, I mean, if you're a Frank Gore fan, I think you can pick him up. He's a good card overall, don't get me wrong. But do I think he's worth 335? No. I think he's probably a third of that price just because Adrian Peterson kind of set the market with how good he is. That's a phenomenal run there. But that's it. Out of 10, I give this Gore an 8.8. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.